In this video, we're kicking off a new SCX24 build. We're going to be using the newly refreshed Jeep JLU. This is going to be my second Jeep JLU build. I had a yellow one that I completely decked out a year or so ago. I actually sold that over the summer and I really have been regretting it lately. So when the new SCX24 Jeep JLUs came out, I figured it was a great time to scratch that itch, start a new build, and fill the gap in the shelf that my previous JLU left. So since this little truck got a makeover recently, we're going to jump in and check out the features of this truck. It's had just a handful of minor changes, but they do make the truck a lot better. So we're going to check it all out. We're also going to do some baseline runs, both on the performance tests, on the setup table, and on the indoor course. And then I'm probably going to throw my first set of modifications on this. We're going back to my roots on this one, and I'm looking forward to it. This is going to be a fun series. My recipe for a good build still remains pretty much the same, but now we've got new ingredients. There's been a tremendous amount of new products to hit the market since I built my last SCX24 JLU, so I'm really excited to see where this one takes us. So let's jump in and check out the truck in stock form, and then we'll get to building it. Here's our little JLU, our little baseline JLU. This is one of the brand new models that was just re-released from Axial. This new model comes in two different colors. We've got a green and we have this kind of stone gray color. Aside from the colors, not a whole lot has changed. It's still completely ready to run. Comes with your battery, charger, even all of your AA's for your radio. So it is fully ready to run right out of the box. Underneath here, you can take a look at some of the changes. First up, we've got this new Spectrum 2-in-1 combo. This mates to this SLT2 radio. This isn't a quantum leap forward as far as radios go, but what I do like about this combo is that it does give you the option to go brushless or plug in an external ESC if you want to. We get our Spectrum 2S 350 milliamp battery, same motor, transmission, servo, drivetrain, everything else is pretty much the same. We do get oil-filled shocks though, which is very cool. Gone is that ridiculous bounce from the friction damp shocks that the SCX24s were plagued with prior. But not having that bounce gives it much more of a controlled, planted feel, and it looks so much more scale when you're driving it. I feel like the tires are slightly different. They feel slightly softer and they look slightly different than previous models. Maybe I'm wrong there, but the tires, they do look slightly different. Overall, I think the new JLU, great scale look to it, and it's going to give us an awesome base to build upon here. Get decent control out of this in stock form. ESC is a little whiny, but overall, still that same old familiar feel. It's still the old tried and true SCX24, which is not a bad thing. So what I want to do first off, I want to get some baseline runs with this truck. I want to check out the weight distribution. I want to check out the side hill. I want to check out the vertical. And I want to get this on the indoor course to do some baseline runs before we start modifying it. So why don't we hit the setup table now and we'll do our performance tests. First up, let's check out the RTI ramp travel index. We're going to see where we are flex wise. You guys know I love the flex. This thing is going to be no different. Driving under its own power here. I'd say about 8.5, pushing 9 on the RTI. Next up, side hill. 30, 35, 40, 45 on the side hill. And finally, let's do the vertical. 40, 50, 55. Let's say 59 on the vertical, which is much better than I was expecting. Here we are on the corner scales. So we can see here, we've got a weight bias of 52% front, 48% rear, and a total weight with the battery installed just about 231 grams. Here we are with the new little JLU on the course. This is going to be fun because the course will be challenging again. Oh, it is already. Let's see, no bounce going through there. Oh, hey there. That may or may not be a refreshed Gladiator, by the way. Coming through this section over here. Short wheelbase getting us up and over. This is through the Gatekeeper, my old Florida road section here. Oh, down. Taking an easier line up the canyon. The stock Nittos here struggling a little bit on the canyon. Struggling big time. Oh, the hand of God there. It's been a long time since I've driven a stock SCX24. Concerns me a little bit with this radio and receiver combo, an ESC combo rather. If it's the same one that was in the AX24, I'm concerned about what will happen to this when we start modifying it. If you've seen my AX24 build, you know, as soon as you start putting any modifications to that thing, it has some real issues. So we'll see if it does the same thing in the JLU. Having some trouble with the Gatekeeper here to the escalator and Mini Moab. Oh. Standing on my rear bumper there. I think that's all we got on Mini Moab here. Let's try the chute on the other side. We got to be able to do the chute at least. We had a strong vertical. Oh yeah, got that one. Let's try Hell's Gate just for the heck of it. Got to at least see how far we go as a good baseline. Having a lot of fun actually being challenged on the indoor course again. I'm just about to fall off here. Also like the narrow track, short wheelbase. These things make the track feel a lot bigger. I can actually maneuver around and pick different lines. My other trucks are so wide that you really have very limited line choices, but this I can actually pick something. I can't do anything once I find it, but I can pick something. Let's go into it. Yeah. All right, some people might be bummed out with these initial runs. I'm excited because the lower we set the bar, the more room we have to improve. So this was a good benchmark run. Gives us lots of room to improve from as we kick off this project. I think I may be trapped in Mickey's hot tub here. Oh, made it out. Okay. All right, let's kick this off. Let's get it started. Alright guys, check it out. Part 1, or phase 1 I should say. Just basically went at this thing with some spare parts that I had. Put the Little Guy Racing Parts Ghost beadlock wheels here on the satin gray with the 57mm Trench King tires. When I put these wheels and tires on it, I was pretty much ready to call it quits right there. This thing looked so good with just the wheel and tire upgrade. Guys, let me know in the comments, what do you think of the gray wheels, gray on gray? Wasn't sure if I wanted to do these gray wheels or if I wanted to do the satin bronze. I thought the bronze might look really good against the gray too. I was thinking the bronze with the 57mm Swamp Kings. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you think for wheel and tire combo on this. But this first part, I settled for the Trench Kings, the mini Trench Kings, and these satin gray ghost wheels, which I think the gray on gray looks pretty good. I threw some generic brass knuckles on here and some hex extensions that I had. I did some pretty heavy hexes in the front. I think they're a plus 5mm. They've got some good weight to them. They're black brass. Looks like a slotted rotor in there. Tough to see. In the back, I just did some regular hex extensions. Wanted to keep that weight shifted towards the front. I do not like the brass wheel nut, so these will be going. I need to order some black ones. And then I also did some Endura rock sliders that I had kicking around. I almost wonder if these were from my old JLU. They fit perfectly. So I like these rock sliders a lot. They look great. They give it a nice scale look, and they're also functional too. So we ended up improving the wheels and tires. We widened out the track, give it a nice aggressive stance. It's got a lot more weight now. Should be a lot of weight towards the front. It's just some couple quick hacks that I did. I tightened up my steering servo to get a little more juice out of the stock servo. Most likely replace that in a very near future, as those go pretty quickly, especially if you start putting weight and stuff on there. For the steering linkage, I threw some O-rings in here just to tighten up the steering. However, if you do brass knuckles and you try to make it work with the stock steering linkage, you're going to have to use some different hardware. So I popped out the pivot balls on the end of my stock steering linkage, and I threw in some plastic balls from some old SCX24 links that I had in there so I could run some different hardware in there, because the coarse thread hardware on the stock steering linkage will not work with the brass. But overall, pretty pumped with how it looks. The little gray ghost here is already starting to look super gnarly. So let's get it back on the setup table, see what we got for performance gains, and then we'll hit the course. Here we are on the corner scales. Check out our weight gain here. So we went from 52.48 bias initially to a 57.43. Good improvement there. Overall weight went from 230 grams up to just about 400. Just for fun, let's try the RTI. I didn't do anything suspension-wise, but just by virtue of the wider track, we'll get more reach and likely more RTI. Let's check it out. Coming off right there, just about at 11 on the RTI. We were at, what, 9 before, I think, being generous. Let's do our side hill. We were at 45 degrees on the side hill stock. Let's see where we're at now. 45. 49. 50. Say 52. And now the vertical. We had a surprisingly strong vertical stock at about 58. So let's see where we get now. 55. 60. Say 64 on the vertical. Very impressive. On the course, let's check it out. I am a little concerned about what these upgrades have done to the ESC, the powertrain, and the steering. Let's see. Looks fantastic. Love this truck already. Pushing hard here. ESC is struggling a little bit. Not as bad as the AX24 did when we modified it. Getting a little bit of sticking right there. Yeah, see, it's just very jumpy once that engages. Let's see. That extra weight, we're a lot more planted here. We're doing a little sidewinder action. I'm going to find some grip with these Little Guy Racing Parts tires. Oh, I thought we had it there. It makes it. All right. Lots of issues with the ESC. It is not happy right now. Coming into Mini Moab, we really struggled here last time. Let's see how it does now. Yeah, it's totally dead there, the ESC. Nice. Getting up through the gatekeeper much better. This is a whole new truck right here. Lots of understeer there. Everyone's been understeering there though. Oh, okay, good bump there. And we make it. Awesome. The chute was not a problem last time. We'll do it again anyway. Last but not least, let's try Hell's Gate here. Looking very planted. We got a lot of promise here. Whoa. Oh, so close. Try number 2. Are we gonna do it? I think it might do it. Can it grab? I'm stuck off the edge there. Oh. All right, the rule is 3 tries. This is our last try here. Can we make it? Let's see. I took a really aggressive line there. Might have paid off. Oh, so close. It's gonna do it. That's awesome. Phase 1 mods, we conquer the whole course. Well, I wasn't expecting that. I thought we'd be 2 or 3 episodes in before we conquered the whole course. Now I guess we're just gonna see if we can do it better next time. We have a lot of room for improvement though. The ESC is really having a fit here, so I think the electronics are going to be the next upgrade. Past old Casper over there, going to come up the canyon one last time, see if we can make it to the finish line here. Oh, much easier that time. Awesome job, little Wrangler. All right, my friends, that's going to wrap it up for part 1 of the SCX24 JLU build. I love this thing already. Super happy I started this project. It is so fun to start a ground-up build. So gratifying to see the incremental improvements. And we made a lot of improvements with this little truck with just some really basic bolt-on stuff. This build's going to be a lot of fun because the hobby's come a long way since my last ground-up build. We've got a lot of great options for wheels, tires, electronics, shocks, way more variety, and more sophisticated, technologically advanced parts that we can put on this. So I'm really excited to see where this build takes us. The new electronics on these SCX24s, it's really unfortunate. As soon as you start to upgrade them, they just do not handle it. It just feels like something is binding in the drivetrain, and you have to really work the throttle hard to push through that resistance from the ESC, and then you lurch forward. You lose your control, you lose the scale aspect of the driving component. Just bad news all around. So I think the next stage is going to be looking at the electronics on this thing, seeing if we can smooth that out, get a more consistent and reliable power delivery on this thing. But overall, extremely happy with how this first build went. I'll put the link in the description down below for all the parts that I used on this. Not sure if I'll put the brass knuckle kit in here. It didn't really fit that well, but it was very inexpensive and it is on there and working. So I'll put everything down there. And let me know your thoughts down below. What do you think of the new build and where should we go next? What do you recommend for upgrades on this thing? And as always, thanks so much for watching. Appreciate your time. Please like and subscribe if you haven't done so, and I'll catch you in the next video.